Good afternoon, friends. Today is day L of driving the alphabet, and if this is your first time in this series, it's where I have AI give me a noun that starts with the next letter of the alphabet, and then I filibuster on it, and that's about it. So, while I'm driving, obviously, that's why I call it driving the alphabet. So today is L, and it gave me Labyrinth, and then it decided to keep talking to me because it's AI and does weird things, and it gave me a definition of labyrinth, which when I think of labyrinth, I always think of a maze, and it says that it's often used interchangeably with the word maze. However, there is technically a difference. Also, is my lens dirty? I'm at a stoplight. There, that's better. So, the difference is that it says labyrinths have one long, winding path that leads to something in the center usually, and a maze has a bunch of branching paths and dead ends. So I did not know that technically labyrinth does not have dead ends. Labyrinths just go to something in the middle. So I guess technically I don't really have all that much to filibuster about labyrinths because I don't know much about them. I always thought maze. When you see or when you hear old stories that involve labyrinths, I usually picture a tall stone wall, which is probably not accurate. I either picture a stone wall or I picture walls creating a path made out of plants, so like hedges of some sort. But I wonder if technically you don't even need walls for it to be considered a labyrinth, because a path doesn't necessarily need walls. Like, would the yellow brick road be considered a labyrinth? Technically? It makes me want to look up the technical definition. I would never consider the yellow brick road a labyrinth. I always picture walls. But I would be willing to consider like a garden neatly paved path, like a cobblestone path through a garden that leads to a nice fountain or buried treasure or something. I would, in my brain, be willing to consider that a labyrinth. But I don't know. I don't know if it needs the walls or not, or what actually constitutes a labyrinth. I just now know that a labyrinth does not have dead ends. So I guess everything I knew about labyrinths was out the door with the 30 seconds of AI telling me what a labyrinth is. And it's AI. It could be wrong. I don't know whether or not that's false or true. So, according to AI, I guess I should say allegedly, because I don't actually know how wrong or right AI is on this situation. So, that's all I got to say about labyrinths. So, goodbye, my friends. I will see you on M. Whatever decides to give me